All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Abby Gooch on Intuition to Income 2026, and I am so happy you are here. And today I'm going to introduce a beautiful guest. So I met her when we were standing on the edge of a cliff here in Encinitas, and she just looked across the way and she's like, "I know you." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't think you know me like physically, but soul-wise, absolutely." And so there was this very deep connection that we felt, and I really wanted to bring her on to share just more about her and how she's been able to help so many people. She's very well connected and has a beautiful gift to share. So, Ellen, if you just want to just tell people a little bit more about you, and yeah, just so happy you're here today.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. That was a really great meeting on the beach. I knew something was meant to be. But yeah, I'm really happy to be here and to share my work because I believe I came back here to do what I'm doing. And I literally chose it on the other side in my near-death experience. Um, so yeah, I'm a board certified music therapist. I also have a degree in transpersonal counseling, which is spiritual psychology. And I have lived my life in purpose since I had a near death experience as a kid. When I was 12 years old, I was kicked in the head by a horse. I was in a coma for a week. And when I went through that whole experience, I chose to come back and heal people with music. So that's what I want to share today and just hope that I can connect with someone out there who's listening and might need a little bit of a push or guidance into their purpose.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you said you were chosen on the other side. Like, that's so beautiful because I believe that everybody has their own soul purpose, right? And you're so connected to yours. But to help people really know that, like, they are chosen, right? Like, their purpose is so important. So, is there a way that you help people access that, really feeling like what their purpose is and why they're here?
Yes, absolutely. I think I meant to say that I chose my purpose in that moment, but yes, I would absolutely love to talk about that. I came back to heal people with music because when I was given the choice to stay in that place of love and connection, and I call it the golden light,
Mm,
I felt so complete and so at home and so loved. I mean, it was just the experience of love. There was,
mm,
nothing else, and nothing else mattered. Nothing on the planet, nothing that I worried about mattered. It was accessing this universal flow of light.
mm,
And so for me, I chose to come back in that moment. I was given the choice. Do I stay or do I want to come back? I wanted to stay initially, but then I was shown the trajectory of my father's life and that he wouldn't actualize his life on this planet if I chose to stay. But everything would have been all right. There was no right or wrong. It was the universe would, of course, corrected. But I chose in that moment in my soul body to come back and live. And when I made that choice, I was so overwhelmed with gratitude. That's when that's when I felt this like warm heat, this expansion from my heart of gratitude. And it was pure love and gratefulness to get to come to this planet. And I knew that not everybody gets to be here, that we are all here for a reason, that we co create our reality. And I was so thankful that I made a vow in that moment that I wanted to come back and heal people with music. My soul made the vow.
yeah.
And I remember also making a vow to come back and give gratitude every day for every experience on this planet. And that's when I slipped into this darkness and I saw music in the darkness. I saw these music notes and I watched them move and I was just transfixed. It went through me and then I heard this tiny pinprick of sound down below. And
Mhm.
this tiny pinprick of sound, which was also light, if that makes any sense, it was all I could focus on. I could barely hear it. I didn't believe that I heard it. I just focused on it until it became so loud that it was booming in my head. And that's when the only way I could escape it was to force my eyes open, and I was in the ICU. So that began my recovery, my return to the human experience. And now my work is everything about that, taking people into that place. The personal sessions that I have with people, they leave their body, they connect to the light or messages on the other side for themselves through their higher self, so that I'm just the container because in reality, we all hold that divine energy within us. We all are our own best guru. It's just accessing that information for ourselves instead of looking outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
So that is what I chose. And yeah, I do try to take people to that, like both through coaching and practices, but also through this kind of out of body experience through music. I use classical music and crystal singing bowls to take people where they need to go.
Yeah, I love that. It's so beautiful. So I love what you said about the golden light. So I see that and experience that often, and I just know it is like that purest form of love. So I would love if there's like a visualization or something you could do to take people on a journey where they could connect in with that light for themselves, right? Because it's
Yeah.
just so powerful.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. I can do that right now. Just really quickly, I can take people through what I experienced.
Yeah.
But I also do a download of that light every Wednesday in my meditation group. It's really kind of just $11 a month or donation based if people can't do that. And every Wednesday I will take people through a different experience of bringing that light into the body and letting it expand and then connecting to messages. That's kind of my quick little check-in. But right now I would love to do that. Let me just take a moment. I don't have my bowl. I have my bowl here, but I'll do this just with my voice because it's on the other side of the room. But if we just move into the breath and allow the exhale to be twice as long as the inhale. I always say a prayer when I begin, and if this aligns with you as the listener, please receive it. I now joyously accept the fullness of my mighty God presence. I am a child of the light. I live in the light. I love the light. I serve the light. I am illumined, protected, supplied, sustained by the light, and I bless the light. And with that blessing, call on that presence above you, that God presence that knows all and loves all, and see and feel the expansion of that being above you, shining down into you. And if you can, receive the light protection from this being as a beautiful ray of white light that seals beneath your feet. Feel yourself protected, invulnerable, invincible, invisible, maybe, holding the dominion of your own light. And as you breathe, let the out breath expand the cellular energy in your body, the soul energy in your soul body, and find yourself in a field of golden light. Feel the pressure, warmth, weight, fullness of this light around your physical body. Feel that pressure of light deeper and deeper on the outside of your skin. And start to bring it in. And as this light moves into your human body, feel the cells within your soul body expand to melt into this beautiful golden light. Feel the love, the connection, the joy. And ask for whatever you need in this moment. Whatever support, love, connection, light, let it move into your field now, into your body, anchoring in the human. You may even see loved ones or beings step forward with a message. Just let it be. Just notice, receive. And hold this message within, knowing that it will continue, it will unfold in dreams, synchronicities, life experiences, repeated numbers, song lyrics. However, these messages come, know they will continue to come to you more and more. And give thanks, smile. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and return to the space where you are. And just notice how different you feel as you open your eyes.
So beautiful. Oh my God. See, that's why not only you're my friend, but you're just so amazing at this work. So I want to make sure that people have access to you and to get that. So do they just go to your website if they want to join, or where would they connect?
Yeah, my website has information about my meditation group and the various podcasts that I've been on, as well as a documentary that I was in last year. If they want to read more about near-death experiences or hear from others who've had one, talks a little bit about my work. You can also go directly to Substack. I do have a Substack where I'm talking about spiritual messages that are coming through my personal journey this year. And also, that meditation group is housed on Substack. So if you sign up as a paid member there, my name is Ellen Ware, Wier. If you find me there, you can sign up as a paid member or you can try it for free. And I will send you meditations every Wednesday. And they are just the coolest because they go deep into the cellular uh, process, right? They move, they become the water element, they become the light in your body. And people have messages every week. So, what is a message for one? Is a message for all? We share them, we talk about them. I engage with the comments. So,
Mhm.
that would be really amazing to see and to have everyone there. That'd be great.
So, what is the website again, Ellen?
It's wellnessmusictherapy.com.
Okay, there we go.
And then the Substack is just my name, Ellen Ware. And you can find me on Instagram at Wellness Music Therapy. And I do share things there. I had a very exciting announcement to share today. I haven't actually shared it publicly with
Mm.
anyone yet.
Aw,
But yesterday, my work was featured in the New York Times article that came out.
congratulations. That's so
Yeah,
cool. That's so fun. Oh my God, that's awesome.
I know. So that's something kind of exciting that I'm sharing today. And it's just a little video of my work. I'm so honored, honestly, honored that they chose to include that in the
Yeah.
article. It makes me feel really just so proud
Yeah.
of my that there was an impact that was felt in my work. And that's really the goal, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, so cool. Again, congratulations. That's so exciting. I feel honored that we are like the first to know. That's so
I know.
cool. Very
I
awesome.
know. I found out yesterday in the afternoon someone was t they tagged me in the article, but then someone was texting me when I was on my way out of the house. They said, Congratulations, like on the video and the New York Times article." I was like, "Oh my gosh." And it was a great article about near-death experiences and grief and love after loss and what happens on the other side. And
Wow.
it is just a powerful article for anyone who's fascinated and wants to connect with that greater love.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my goodness. I just sent a video, I think it was this morning about the show saying how you connect to greater love. And so you just said those words. I'm like, yay, we're totally connected. Yeah.
Yeah, we're totally
Yeah.
in sync.
Super
I mean,
fun.
of
Yeah.
course we are.
Yeah.
This, yeah,
100%.
I love it.
I do too. So, I mean, I know you had this amazing experience so early on, which obviously connected you to your intuition. I'm wondering, from that moment, I mean, it's like so early on. We're similar in that way too. But I guess I'm just thinking for people who are listening, what's a way that they can start connecting to their intuition now, right? So maybe it's just a subtle experience that starts to open them up to trusting their intuition. But what's a way in which they can really connect in to that?
I love that question. I wrote a book. It's called it's Living with Purpose Through Afterlife Wisdom. So it's Waking Up in Heaven, Living with Purpose Through Afterlife Wisdom. And I talked about how when I came out of the coma, I didn't really consciously or cognitively understand what people were saying.
Mhm.
I felt like everyone was talking so fast that I couldn't understand. I had cognitive impairment, obviously. But the beauty of that was the training of my intuition that happened naturally because I was able to release the story. And
Mhm.
if I were to give someone one thing to choose to do, it'd be to not believe what you think
Yeah.
and also know that we are living in a creation of our own mind. And so what we focus on becomes bigger. What we believe, we have this ability in the neuropsychology world, it's called conflict confirmation bias
Mhm.
when we see what we believe to be true in the world. So the more that you work on your mindset and positivity and bringing through positive thoughts, releasing negative thoughts through meditation or through visualization, the more you will access these higher realm frequency thoughts that actually help you co-create your future. So if you are trying to move out of a low frequency state into a higher one, there are so many other things that you can do. Like you can use essential oils, which obviously I use all the time to raise my frequency. I pair it with an affirmation or a thought. I say positive I am affirmations regularly. And that's been a practice for me in my lived experience of this life, especially in the past year, where I pretty much lived through my worst nightmare. And to ground myself through that, I was going to sleep, not allowing the thoughts to overtake me, right? Say, I am light, I am love, I am loved, I am safe. These things that I would say over and over, these I am statements, I
Mhm.
would say that is a big way as well.
Yeah.
And obviously to create, enjoy, be grateful, have
Mhm.
faith.
Yeah, that's the other thing I noticed about you is you're always practicing gratitude. You're always like, I'm grateful for this and just everything. Like it almost
Yes.
neutralizes it where you're not judging it as good or bad. You're like, I'm just grateful no matter what, you know?
It's a practice and it's not always easy. I'm still human, but that is a vow I came back with.
Yeah.
And I take that vow very seriously because I do believe gratitude is the closest expression to love that I can access
Mhm.
from that light,
Mhm.
that I can bring in. Because, sometimes joy is a bit harder to access unless we are in a specific state.
Mhm.
But in any state, we can switch to gratitude and shift that frequency.
Mhm. I love
Yeah.
I love that. So, how has following your intuition helped you to create a greater income in your life?
Oh my goodness.
You're like, my way of life is this.
My way of life is my intuition, but what I've found is the more that I live in the messages that I receive and the more that I share them, the more I'm rewarded with abundance. And abundance can look like many things. It can look like finances, it can look like new clients, it can look like connections. Connections are a huge abundance. It can look like opportunities, movies, things like that as well. But I would say that for me, in my darkest times, I tried to connect with my intuition first. So I taught myself a process to leave my body, go to the other side, get messages from the other side. It's a little bit of like out of body experience that I do for other people. It would randomly come to me in my life. So I taught myself how to do it. It took a week for me to really like hone in on, okay, get the body full of light to a certain point, use the breath, use the vessel to like transport myself back to the other side. And I have visualization I do for that. And I would teach myself to go there to receive answers because I think a lot of times I would look for answers outside of myself, and others look for answers outside of themselves and hope that that gives them confidence or courage. But what I'm learning is the more that I go in to me to
Right.
access, and the more I train and the more I learn, the more comfort I get, the more co-creation I can manifest.
Yeah.
And the more abundance I can bring through. It's a direct relation. It's a co-creation. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen right away, right?
Yeah.
But the
So,
threads
yeah. Yeah.
line up for the
Yeah.
tapestry to be created later. And that's what I'm learning. I'm learning intuition is everything.
It
It's
is. It is everything. And I love, love, love that you said it's like in yourself, don't look outside yourself. And I was
yeah,
talking to another friend, this was like a couple months ago, and she was like, well, the one way I know I'm not following my intuition is if I'm asking other people. And I was like, that's
mhm,
so good because it's like truly your intuition is yours, you know?
yes,
And
yes.
I'm the first one to be like, hey, what do you think? But it's just like,
I
it
know, I
really,
know.
at some point, doesn't matter. And honestly, that either is going to resonate with you or not. So, like, if you were to
Yeah.
say something, I'm like, oh, yes, I'm going to say yes because that feels right to me, right? It resonates with me or not, right? So ultimately, we still are connecting with our own intuition because we're only accepting what somebody says or doesn't say based on our own intuition.
And I just want to say that intuition doesn't always look like we think it looks like. It might not be receiving a direct message from source that says something. It might be repeated numbers, it might be body sensations. For me, it once you tap into one form of intuition, you actually open the door to others. So claircognizance is where I feel things in my body when someone's saying something and it is validated for me, for
Mhm.
them.
Yeah.
I feel it on one side or the other. I know how to recognize what this means. a certain thing, this side means a certain thing, up the spine means another thing. And sometimes, and my book talks about this, like how to recognize the subtle signs. But in reality, when you're learning to enhance your intuition, it's about understanding that everything has meaning. Absolutely everything in your life has meaning. And it is an intuitive process connecting to the earth, seeing signs outside, animals, dreams, messages, colors that come through, repeated numbers, song lyrics, right? Like symbols within art,
Yeah.
symbols that you create, words that you say. We are constantly weaving the tapestry as we go, but
Yeah.
we're also constantly receiving messages as we go. So if we learn to listen to those subtle signs, they will become more clear and they will become louder. But a lot of my clients, when they come to me for coaching, they're like, I don't get the messages. But that's not true. The messages are there. It's just learning how to see them
Yeah. 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 Or hear them or feel them.
or
Yeah.
hear them or feel them or recognize them, whatever it is.
Hmm.
And it's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was going to tell you earlier, when I did the sound healing with you, it was so beautiful. And I got an image of doing something, and I started to do that thing. And actually, that person wasn't home. And I was like, wait, that's weird. That's what it said to do. But just by taking the action of following my intuition, we ended up talking on the phone later, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, that's just the path. It may not look exactly, but still
Yes.
follow whatever that is, because it is your
Yes.
intuition. But I feel
Yes.
like there's so many things that play in the moment, like this person was out of town, right? So it's like, okay, still have that heart-centered conversation. It's just going
Yeah.
to be on the phone, not in person. So I just want to let everybody know you still can trust it. So if you're getting, some guidance, but you're like, wait, that wasn't exactly how I thought. Well, it's still the best path for you, so it's
Yes.
unfolding.
It's not a block, it's a redirection.
Yeah.
It comes to us in a way that we understand,
Mhm.
but it's never what we think it is. And that's the other thing I teach my clients, is that yes, you get this message, but it's not what you think it means. In our human mind, the job of the human mind is to try to create meaning in this life experience, right? That's part of the journey. It can
Yeah.
be a massive and beautiful tool, but it can also be a little bit of a block to where we are going because the mind will create a story and we'll believe it, right? Well, like, oh, I believe this story because my mind is creating it and it must be true. But we can't always know. And so the detachment from the mind, and that's like a huge lesson going on right now. First of all, towards the end of the year, it's all about detachment, impermanence, presence. Like presence is really the only thing to be present with what is. And then now we're moving into coherence, to integration, to action, right? As we go into February.
Yeah.
So, yes, oh, yes, that's so true. It's not what you think it is. And that's what people keep calling me and saying, they're like, Ellen, you're right. It wasn't what I think it was, but it was better. Or
Right.
it worked better in the end. But sometimes you need time and distance to
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, 100%. And another thing I can offer around that as far as the mind and your intuition. So if everybody wants to take a moment just to drop into your intuitive core, so you can do that by closing your eyes, bringing your awareness first into your heart. So have that coherence of love of your heart, of everything being connected in love. And then place your other hand on your belly, a couple inches below your belly button to your place of knowing. So your center, so the center of truth. And once you feel that truth of your own knowing, your own intuition, you can start to think of whatever your mind was telling you. So, whatever belief, whatever you made something mean. And you can simply ask, is it true? And that knowing, that clear, I think it's sentience, right? In your body will tell you yes or no. So you can use, I call it a truthometer in my course, right? Like your intuition will tell you, is your mind kind of lying to you? Is it believing something that isn't true? Because if you go straight to your intuition, it'll tell you the truth. So you don't have to believe all those thoughts. You don't have to believe, anything that isn't in alignment with truth. You can just
Mm-hmm.
let it go. So it saves a lot of time. And then you can rewrite to like, okay, I'm going to rewrite this like life with new beliefs that support my intuition. And then you're in alignment, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, it could
So,
be. I mean, yeah, there are so many ways to test that within your body. One thing I learned about muscle testing is that the body doesn't lie.
mhm,
And it can lie if you're self muscle testing sometimes. So you have to be really clear and centered first. But like that asking of questions and muscle testing for yourself or doing the sway test, Jack Canfield taught me that one. It's in my book as well. But these practices, like the body will tell you even when you're surprised.
mhm.
And that's been a real big lesson for me this year as we've moved through an experience. But like that muscle testing, trusting yourself, coming back to yourself, the more you do this, the better you get.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. I mean, it's that simple gut thing that we just did, but you're right, the sway thing, I've done that. And when I was
Yeah.
a kid, my mom would show me that thing with your hands.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's just our body is this instrument, right, of like
Mhm.
spirit. So it does
You're a
really know.
vessel. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
that's
Yeah.
a that's kind of a channeled message I got last night. I was with a circle of women and I was on the table receiving love because it's been a rough 15 months like in my journey of life, very unexpected twists and turns, injury for my husband and all of that. But as I was laying there, I received these messages from Source about, yeah, we choose this. This is our vessel. We come to life, we have a body, we have experiences that lead us a certain ways, and we get the good, we get the difficult, we get the contrast, we get everything.
Yeah.
And it is all for us.
Yeah.
And there's a collective creation happening besides just us. Yes, we co-create our life, but then there's a collective experience happening, and it is far beyond what we ever thought possible
Yeah.
in every way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
amazing. Amazing. So let's see, is there anything else that you want to share just about like intuition in general? And really also how you've been able to serve people by following your intuition? Because to me, that's you're aligned to your highest self when you're in your intuition. So, how has that just allowed you to serve more people as you've been following your intuition?
Well, I've noticed that when you follow your intuition, like whether it's the right path or not, you follow your intuition, you will be redirected very soon. And when you are on the right path, doors will open very quickly. So you'll make a choice and then things will fall into place within days, right? I mean, it just, when it's meant to happen, it will. So I see that as a sign that I am definitely tapped in and following my intuition when things open. It helps me to serve other people because it helps me to trust more in myself. I mean, remember that all of this is about you. Everything that everyone is going through, it's your experience, it's your life, it's your intuition. You are the driver, whether you think you are or not.
Yeah.
And there are ways to raise your frequency to the point where you can access intuition, you can work with intuition, you can move forward. And when you do, doors just open. It just happens. So if things are just happening in alignment, you're on the right path. So I would just offer that as a gauge, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But then there are deeper practices of manifestation, deeper practices of learning your intuition that I go into in my book that talk about actual practices you can do, life reviews, gratitude, experiences, meditations, abundance practices, manifestation practices, even clearing practices that can help with that for
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I would just say it's all within us.
Yeah. I mean, that message has been coming so many times lately, like through multiple people. It's like it's
Yeah.
your own consciousness. And it's actually very empowering because that means you can change it, right? You can be like, maybe something isn't working, and you're like, okay, what do I need to do to get it to flow? Right. So
Yeah.
it's your consciousness, you shift it, you create the reality, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
I love that. I really, really love that. That's really beautiful.
Oh, yeah. There's so much to say, but that's what's coming through now, and just the empowerment to give back and say, you have the power. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that. Well, I know you have a friend in town and this is just really special time for you. So, is there anything else that you want to add that you want to share with the audience? It sounds like they can get your book on your website and the meditation and just access to you. Do you want to share that link again of your site?
oh yeah, sure. It's wellness music therapy. My book is on Amazon called Waking Up in Heaven, Living with Purpose Through Afterlife Wisdom. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Substack channel where, those meditations are accessible. I also have live meditations on Facebook. If you're in my Facebook group, that is again part of the donation-based piece. Yeah, I'm excited to share the message that I live with, that I would want to share with everyone, that kind of is that we have this divine presence within us, in our physical body, each one of us, and we all have access to that love, to that connection, that support at all times, and any and all times, even when we feel like it's not there, it is there.
Mm.
And if you can find any practice at all to get out of your head and into your heart
Yeah.
on a regular basis, start there.
Love that. I love that. That is so beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing your divine presence with us. It's always just such a joy and pleasure to connect.
Yes.
So, for those of you that would like to develop your intuition, you can go to www.lifeforceconnection.com and get information about our certification program, which is our Intuitive Success Club, and also the Wellness Center. So, we look forward to connecting with you all soon. Have a beautiful day. Take care.
Thank you.